Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we got a cool product to check out here. This is the Pull-Start Fire, the pull string fire starter. Alright everybody, welcome back. You know, every once in a while I come across a product that's really innovative and really handy. And when we're talking about survival and preparedness, sometimes unforeseen things come up and you need a fire right away. You know, you're out in the woods, whatever, and you need a fire. Good example would be, let's say you're out, it's cold, you don't feel that great, you're lost. You need to make a fire and warm up, all right? You may have lost your ferro rod, you may not have a lighter, everything may be wet, your hands may be shaking, whatever. That's where something like this comes in handy. That and just regular use too. Although it's kind of big and a little expensive for everyday use, I would say definitely have one of these in your go gear, your bug out bags, your camp gear, whatever, for emergencies. Now let's explain what it is first. Basically, it's a small block, and I'm going to show you everything, and we're going to test it, so don't worry. It's a small block with two strings on it. One string will go around, say, your fire pit or your big piece of wood on the bottom or whatever, and the other string you'll pull. You know, like those pull firecrackers when you were a kid? Kind of like that. It'll make a little popping noise, and the popping noise is there to let you know it's activated. It's really a safety feature. There's nothing really exploding in there. And it will go off, and it will burn. Now, the cool part about this is it's easy. No matches, no lighters needed, none of that. It burns 2 times hotter than most of the top fire starting brands. Weighs about 5 ounces or 140 grams each. And it burns for 30 minutes. It will start and maintain a fire in 200-mile-an-hour winds. That's their claim. We haven't tested that. And I really don't want to test that because that would cause a lot of trouble here. So, weighs about 5 ounces, as I said. So we're going to take them out and take a look at it. You get 3 to a box, and I will put a link down below where you can buy these. This is what they look like. There's your green, which goes around a log, or I'm going to put mine under a fire pit because my logs aren't that big. And that's your red. This is what you pull to activate it. So really what you're going to do with these is unwrap it, and I would suggest keeping these wrapped until you need them. Unwrap it, hook it up, and pull, and let it go. So it's pretty simple to operate item. The funny thing about these is when I open up the box, they smell like, there's like a cologne smell to them. Like one of those, like Old Spice, one of those old guy colognes, you know? But anyway, they come 3 to a box. And that's what they look like. Don't worry, we're going to go out and test it. Now, first thing people will ask me is, what if it goes off accidentally? Well, the red string is pulled with a force greater than 3 pounds, okay? So you really got to pull it. You can't go off by dropping it, crushing it, puncturing it, anything like that. And that's why I say to keep it wrapped up until you need it. And keep it somewhere safe, you know. This is something I'd probably keep in the top flap of a backpack or an outside pocket so that if it did go off, I can get it out of there quickly, or it won't do as much damage. I can get my gear out quickly before it does any damage. But the chance of this going off is pretty small. You know, that was my concern too. When I first thought about it, I'm like, gee, you know, I don't know. But with the safety features they've built in, and I also found a video on YouTube of a pyrotechnics guy that took one of these apart. And if you look inside, you can understand it's not going to go off on its own. It needs a good tug to get going. Now, the shelf life. Well, this is a new company. They're about a year old. So they can attest to this lasted a year. But they also say that there's really nothing in there that would have anything other than an indefinite shelf life. There's nothing in here that's going to go bad, so to speak. So, I have a new fire pit set out in my little outdoor practice area. And we're going to go out there and test it with some wood. Wood's a little damp from the dew, but it's not wet at all. So, we're going to give it a try. So, let me take one of these outside, hook it up, and we will test it out. All right, so there's the new fire pit. It's really just 2 of those garden type things that you stick around a tree or something. But I had extras in front, and I figured it's time to use them, set it up out here. So we're going to open up the back and take that string out. And we're going to loop this string, probably in this case under the fire pit. But if you have big enough logs, you can loop it pretty much anywhere. So let's undo that, and I will loop it underneath the fire pit or around a log. We'll try something, and we'll see how we get from there. All right, so we got it around the thing here because these logs aren't big enough. If you're using big, huge logs. You'll be able to wrap it around there, no problem. I just wanted to make sure it didn't go flying off on me the minute I tried to demo it. So we're just going to take some wood, pile it on top there. You don't need any kindling. There's the red cord. We're going to pull it. There you go. So let's see. A lot of smoke. Waiting on the flame. There we go. And there's the flame. Blew right at me. It's actually a nice, pleasant smell. There's no stinky smell to it or anything. It doesn't smell chemical or anything. It just nailed me right in the face with smoke. There is that truism that no matter where you're sitting at a campfire, the smoke will always go in your face no matter where you move to. So I'm going to move this around a little, put that on top. I can smell the wood burning already. I mean, you gotta love that. Think about it. You know, you're out somewhere freezing, and you've had no luck starting a fire with anything. Your matches are all wet. Your fire starter's, you know, screwed up, whatever, your ferro rod. You can't manage to get a fire going. You have one of these in your pack, and you just pull it out. Got a nice quick fire, no headache. It is smoky. I believe that's probably the wood catching. And this is just regular firewood. It's damp from being outside, but it's not wet by any means. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, and I'll bring you back once it's really going, and we'll see how it holds up. I see it starting already on the back piece where you see the flames coming. So I did move that one log with the knot on it up there back, just so you could see. That worked very, very well. That started that fire without even the slightest bit of hassle. You know, no ferro rod, no fancy anything. You just take that thing, stuff it under some wood, and pull it. So it's doing pretty good. Give it a few more minutes. They say it burns for 30 minutes. Obviously, I'm not going to run a 30-minute video on it, so I'll bring you back as it goes, and we'll see what we think of it at the end. We're about, I don't know, 5-6 minutes into it. So as you can see, it definitely will start a fire without any fancy stuff, no other fire starters, no lighter, matches, ferro rod, anything like that. Pretty darn cool if you ask me. Definitely a handy item. I'm definitely going to be sticking one of these in my my bug out bag, just in case we don't really get that kind of freezing cold out here. But worst comes to worst, it'd be kind of cool to demo it with somebody. So I'll be sticking it in one of my bags. I have 2 more of them, and I might be ordering a few more. I think they're pretty cool, and that's how they work. So that's a pretty simple way to get a fire going when you don't want to mess around with anything else. And I mean, even if you're just building this in your backyard and you're just playing around with it, that's an easy way to get a fire going in a backyard fire pit or anything like that. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to let the fire burn out. I'll bring you back one last time and let you know where to get them and where to pick them up. And talk to you then. All right, we're about 10 minutes in, so obviously the fire's going. That's not a problem. But I did want to give you some little bit of last information. It is the Pull Start Fire, and as you can see over here, you can get these at pullstartfire.com. I will put a link down in the description below. I'm not making anything off them. I just saw them, thought they were cool, and figured you guys might be interested in trying them out. So go ahead and click the link, check it out, see if you like it. And that's pretty much the review today. Don't forget to check out our Amazon link down below in the description underneath where these guys will be. Don't forget to check that out, see if there's anything in there you like. If not, just click the link and shop as you normally would on Amazon. And it helps us bring cool content to the channel. Let you see all this new cool stuff that's coming out. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link down below. We have lots of good freeze-dried stuff there. And I'm going to be working probably in the next few days or this week sometime to actually cook some of those freeze-dried meals that I put together. Those little homemade freeze-dried entrees that I put together, as well as come up with some more recipes, because honestly I'm kind of, like, what do I put in it? That, and my wife used a bunch of it for soup last night. Oops. So pretty much I'm gonna have to do what I got. So we'll cook up some of those freeze-dried meals that I made and try them out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.